It's a Thursday night, and I just went to watch Magic Mike's Last Dance in theaters alone on purpose.
Without further ado, I give you the visionary artist, Magic Mike.
What's up, my dude? Your friendly neighborhood Tony here. And yeah, that's right. I just went and watched the third installment in the Magic Mike universe. The fact of the matter is, I really enjoyed the first movie. I was all right on the second movie, so of course I had to finish it. But what did I think? Is Mike still magic? Well, let's talk about it. As I do with all of my reviews, I'm going to start off with a little bit of information about the movie so you know what it's about and who's making it. Then I will go into the things I liked, the pros, followed by the things I did not like, the cons. And then I'll wrap it all up with whether or not I recommend you go and check out the movie yourself. So first things first, Magic Mike's Last Dance, as I mentioned, is the third movie in the Magic Mike series. And after stepping away from the second movie, Steven Soderbergh is returning to direct this one. Now, if you're not familiar with Steven Soderbergh, he is a really good director. He does a lot of independent, smaller movies, but he's most known, I think, for directing the first Magic Mike movie and Ocean's 11. Most recently, he directed Zoe Kravitz in a movie called Kimmy that, full disclosure, I did not watch, but I think it received overall fairly positive reviews. So for me, I was very excited to see Steven Soderbergh return to the series. I really liked what he did with the first movie, and although I didn't enjoy the second movie, the characters were likable enough that I enjoyed it enough and was definitely curious to see what was going to happen with this third one. Now, Magic Mike's Last Dance does have a lot of the cast from the original two movies, although not nearly as much as they were in those first two. The movie really focuses on Magic Mike himself, Channing Tatum, and his co-star in this movie, Salma Hayek. Just to give you the general plot of what's going on in the movie, it starts off with Magic Mike working as a bartender. He has since stopped, of course, stripping, as I believe he's now probably 40 or so. And in a bartending gig, he runs into Salma Hayek's character, who is a very wealthy socialite type person, and she ends up whisking him away to London with the offer of a particular job that is revealed as the movie goes on. So of course, I won't spoil that for you. And right off the bat, I will say Channing Tatum is, I think, 41, 42 at this time. He looks phenomenal. He got into ridiculous shape for this movie. So shout out to him. And of course, Salma Hayek has always looked gorgeous. So that's just that. I think they're both goals. So let's go ahead and start off with the things that I liked about this movie. For one, and we'll just get it out there, of course, this movie is advertised, and the whole Magic Mike series is advertised as being for, you know, stereotypically middle-aged soccer moms that are maybe a little bit frustrated sexually. And I want to get that out of the way right away. This is not what the movie is about. Yes, it does have several moments in there where there's some, you know, male dancing and, you know, they're shirtless and there's some sexuality with dancing on women and they're grinding and Salma Hayek and Channing Tatum particularly, but that's not what the movie is about. So if that's all you're looking for, this is probably not the series for you. That being said, the moments where they did have those striptease moments and that really sexual dancing, it was absolutely provocative. Honestly, what 50 Shades of Grey wishes it was. But again, these movies are not just sexy for the sake of being sexy. They're actually a lot deeper than that. And I'm not joking. Really, if I had to tell you what this movie, I think in particular, is about, it's about connecting with another human. Yes, sexually, but primarily through dance and how that has an impact on us as a society as we interact with one another. And I know that might sound a little heady for a Magic Mike movie, but it spells it out pretty clearly right from the jump. Again, I'm dancing around spoiling anything here, but the movie starts off making it very clear what we're doing here is we're exploring human nature and human sexuality through the medium of dance. It could not be any clearer. And again, I say because of that, probably not what people who are going to go see this movie are looking for. But if you're a film enthusiast, if you like human psychology or anthropology even, then you might enjoy this movie more than you think. Also, one other thing that really stood out to me, there is a dance number at the end of this movie, the big climax scene. It is one of the better dance sequences I've seen in recent memory in film. It is spectacular. Unfortunately, that is kind of where my positives end with this movie. To me, the film overall just had a lot of problems with its pacing and with its writing. With the way it opens, it hooks you right away. You're interested, you're you're kind of swept back up into Mike's life and what's going on with him, and he gets presented with this wild opportunity, and so you're hooked right from the jump. And then of course at the end, as I mentioned, there's a wild dance number that is so captivating and so fun to watch, and it really concludes not only the movie but Mike's entire arc through these 3 films in a really satisfying way. But the middle of the movie, the majority of the movie just sags. It just didn't do enough to keep your attention. It presents you at the beginning with what you're going to be seeing over the next almost 2 hours, and then it just kind of drifts off. There are things that are happening with the main characters, specifically with Salma Hayek's character. I think a lot of the drama is focused around her, and there are things that need to be done. There are obstacles that she's running into, but they just don't carry enough weight, I feel. Or at least the writing of the movie didn't do good enough to make you feel what she's feeling, make you feel the stress and the anxiety that she's feeling. And I don't think that's a fault of Salma Hayek at all. She's a very, very good actress. I think it was honestly just the way that it was written. I hate to say it, but this guy that was sitting a couple seats over from me legitimately fell asleep halfway through the movie, and that's bad. Now, all that being said, I don't think this is a bad movie by any means. I think it's certainly better than the second Magic Mike movie, but I would say still not as good as the first. And as I kind of touched on before, this movie and this series are not what most people think it is, and because of that, I feel like they're going to run into issues with the audience. My girlfriend was talking about going with a couple of her friends to watch the movie this weekend, and they were thinking it's going to be like a fun, ridiculous, over-the-top, hypersexualized movie, so she asked me what I thought about it and if I thought that they would have fun watching it. And the fact of the matter is, I don't think they would. I enjoyed it, but that's because I'm looking for something completely different out of this movie. The first Magic Mike movie is a movie not about bumping and grinding and half-naked dudes. It's a movie about a guy growing up. It's about a 30-year-old guy who realizes he spent his entire life being a playboy and he has nothing to show for it, and so he has to get his life together. And the second movie is much thinner, but it's essentially a get the band back together and go on a road trip type movie. And this movie is, again, not a take your pants off, over the top, hypersexualized movie. It's a movie about love. It's a movie about dance and about how we feel when we share these intimate movements with one another as a people. So all in all, I'm a little mixed on this movie. I enjoyed it for certain moments. I appreciate what they were exploring in the movie, but I don't think this is going to be for most people. If you enjoyed the first Magic Mike, if you got a lot out of that, then yes, I would recommend checking this one out in theaters. But otherwise, if you're kind of on the fence, or if you're one of those people that's looking for that over-the-top hypersexualized entertainment, I would skip this altogether. And it's really unfortunate because I really like Salma Hayek. I really like Channing Tatum. I think they did a great job, but the movie just overall just didn't work. But these are just my thoughts, just some dude on the internet. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Have you seen all 3 Magic Mike movies now? Which one's your favorite? Let me know whatever you think about all 3 movies in the comments below. Also, if you really want to support me and my channel here, the only way I'm making any money right now through this channel is through my affiliate link in the description box below. So if you're planning on buying anything on Amazon today, if you go through that link, it doesn't cost you anything extra and it just gives me a little kickback. Otherwise, if you want to see more movie reviews, trailer reactions, ranking videos, all that good stuff, make sure you subscribe. All right, I'll catch you in the next one. Be good.